On the 21st of August, a total eclipse of the sun will be visible across America, from Oregon to South Carolina. But if you want to watch it without damaging your eyesight, then you must use precautions, as I demonstrated last year when the focused and unfiltered energy from the sun through a telescope literally burnt a hole in a pig's eye. You should never look directly at the sun without protection, and certainly should not look at it through an unfiltered pair of binoculars or telescope. But the good news is there are plenty of safe ways to observe the eclipse. The cheapest and easiest technique is to use a pair of eclipse glasses like these. They only cost a few dollars and block out all of the harmful radiation from the sun, allowing you to watch the eclipse in comfort and safety. But if you want to use a telescope, then you can either project the image onto a piece of card, taking care not to leave the telescope pointing at the sun for too long, or you can use special astronomical filters which are attached to the front end of the telescope. These can cost anything from a few tens of dollars to several thousand. But under no circumstances should you use filters which only fit over the eyepiece end of the telescope. They will inevitably crack under the intense solar energy and leave you with irreversible damage to your eyesight. Oh, and it's not safe to wear eclipse glasses, or sunglasses for that matter, and look through a telescope. Very bad idea. Solar eclipses occur because the moon orbits around the Earth and the Earth orbits around the sun, all roughly in the same plane. However, the orbit of the moon is tilted very slightly with respect to the orbit of the Earth by just over 5 degrees. So, as the moon goes around the Earth once every 27 days, they don't always perfectly line up. Sometimes the moon will be slightly higher than the line between the Earth and the sun, and sometimes slightly lower. But every 18 months or so, they align perfectly, an event known as a syzygy. And if you're in the right place on the Earth's surface at the right time, then you will witness one of the most spectacular events the universe can share with us, a total solar eclipse. On the 21st of August, that place is America, and if you're somewhere along the line from Oregon through Wyoming, Kansas, Illinois, Tennessee and South Carolina, then you will see the total solar eclipse, cloud permitting. The line represents the path that the shadow of the moon will drift across as the eclipse progresses. But if you're north or south of that line, you'll only see a partial eclipse, and the moon will at no point completely block the sun from view. For partial eclipses, you must use eye protection for the whole eclipse from start to finish. If you're planning to observe the total eclipse, please remember that the only time you can safely look at it without any protection is during the brief few minutes of totality, when the moon completely blocks out the light from the bright photosphere. Watch the eclipse progress using one of the techniques I've already explained, and when the moment of totality arrives, you can watch without eye protection. It's best to time the totality with a stopwatch, which for this eclipse will last around 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and as you get close to the end of totality, return to using eclipse glasses, filters or projection. The times of the eclipse vary depending on your location. For example, an observer in Oregon will see the eclipse begin at 9:06 AM Pacific Daylight Time, finishing at 11:41 AM, but in South Carolina it doesn't start until 1:03 PM Eastern Daylight Time and finishes at 6 minutes past 4. Observing the sun and solar eclipses can be dangerous business, but take care, be sensible and use the techniques that I've described, and you will, weather permitting, be treated to an incredible spectacle.